So are you just counting down the days, like going, oh my god, I've only got like 10 days until this?
I truly trust the Duffer Brothers with everything in me, and I have for 10 years. I'm not going to doubt them on their last go, but let me tell you, they land the plane and everybody is going to lose their damn minds.
But yeah, I'm comfortable with weapons. So they always...
9 years of your life. You know, does it feel like 9 years, or like, does it feel like a blur, or do you remember it all? Like, when you reflect on it, what's the mindset?
Depends on the day. There's sometimes where it does feel like I've been doing it for my entire life, and frankly, it's been half of it, and it's been most of my like conscious life. You know what I mean? Because the first 7-8 years, it's kind of just like a bit of a blur of just being a kid. So it sometimes feels like a really long time, and then I think back to being on set for season 1, and it feels like just yesterday, and it was about 10 years ago now. So it's nuts.
What's something that you get to do and experience in season 5 that you have been waiting for? What is that thing that you were like, finally?
That's a really good question without getting to spoil too much. I think it's easy to say that everybody gets to experience a lot of extravagance when it comes to everything put into this season. The stakes are really, really high. So all of us are given a lot of opportunities to be, I guess, really in the thick of it when it comes to a lot of exciting stuff happening. I mean, if you just look at the poster, I mean, it's a whole lot of that. So I've been stoked to kind of jump into, I guess, oh man, it's hard to say without specifying too much, and I don't want to trip over myself or anything, but it's very exciting.
Not spoiling things has been one of the craziest parts of the last 9 years, having to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, we got good at it though. I think learning to do it when you're young is a good skill to develop. I was confident that Matt and Ross were going to be able to write something that I enjoyed, and even if it's not something that I necessarily like, thankfully it was. Thankfully, like when I read it, I was like, this is exactly like what I've been so excited to sink my teeth into, and I've always been really lucky to have a lot of really good stuff in the show, at least stuff that I've really enjoyed doing. And Matt and Ross are really kind to give all of us some pretty exceptional work in the show and opportunities in the show. And even if it was something that I read and I wasn't really feeling it, I would, who cares, really? I'm just so excited to be a part of the show in general and just to contribute to something bigger. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily about what it is that I love doing and opportunities like individually as an actor, but you're contributing to a pretty incredible, I guess, army that is the show, and it's a blessing to be a part of it.
I do think it's like a maybe in 20 years, you know what I mean? I'll like be able to put it sort of in time, like I'll be able to piece it together. Okay, I did this thing, but it really has felt like a total blur, especially tonight too. I'm like, everything's gone by already really fast. But how it goes, I guess. Fast by, it's very, very, I don't know. It's.
Were there any discussions on your behalf of like, this is how I want my story to end?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think what's so amazing about the Duffers is that they love talking with actors, and especially on this show where we started playing these characters so long ago, I think that they trust us with our characters, and I don't think we ever overstep, but I think season 4, I remember saying like, oh, like it'd be cool to kind of have that kind of like leadership role back in some way, like from the first season or second season, and they were really excited about that aspect because it's the last season, it kind of brings it back to the beginning a little bit and the tone. So they were really not that was my idea solely or anything, but they were really receptive to that.
But it's been really rewarding.
Yeah, especially as we got older. I think when I was younger, I was still kind of learning the ropes, and then I'd say before season 5, I called the Duffers and I was like, I think this is where we need to go. And they're very receptive, and we worked a lot together in the final season on the character.
Yeah, I mean, even from season 1, I mean, we started to infuse their personalities in the characters. I mean, Mike, for instance, was kind of like, if you look at the pilot script, which I'm sure is available online, it's kind of Mike, but different. It's much less interesting. He's just sort of like an ordinary kid. but Finn's not. I mean, he's quirky, he fidgets, he talks fast, and like we took all of that and put it in because it was so much more interesting and authentic than what we had. Obviously, the same goes for Gaten, Caleb, all of them, and we just sort of over the years we just keep infusing their personalities into these characters.
It's hard to even separate the two, right? I mean, we had cast another actor in one of those roles, it'd be a completely different character.
Honestly, nothing right now. I think you try to leave like the fan favoriteness out of it, or what the fans think about the character, and you just kind of focus on her and the story and everything. But coming in season 2, there's so much. I was so nervous, and I did want people to like the character and kind of fit into the show. So I guess like season 4, having the moment where people were just very invested in her plot line, and yeah, it meant a lot because being the new kid is kind of hard at first, but yeah.
Any fan feedback or fan theories or things that people say online kind of change the way you think about your own character in any way?
Yeah, sometimes fans can pick up on certain Easter eggs or, yeah, little nuances that maybe I haven't picked up on. Yeah, I would say totally.
Yeah, I'd love to. I think it's going to be a very unique experience to get all the fans. Yeah. Well, I think it'll take a while to really absorb what it all, has meant, actually. But it's nice to have people in your life to do it with, and especially when you're close to the cast as well. It's nice that we all have each other, and I guess it's nice that I have a family that I love, and yeah, it's nice. I'm doing real stuff too, so it's not just all glitz and glam.
Yeah, I remember it well, so an accent too, so it's like a different.
The sets are huge, the cast is huge, the franchise is huge. How do you create that intimacy? How do you keep it intimate when you need to?
I think we rely kind of on each other to do that, and just the reason that people fell in love with the show in the first place is, I think, because of the characters that the brothers wrote, and to try to be as true to that original vision as possible is always my goal, and yeah, to work in collaboration with the brothers and in service to the story that they wrote. So.
It feels like it's taken a long time, but then it feels like it was yesterday I was on the set for the first time. I think when you look back on it and reflect and see how many moments we've had, if I look online, there's a bunch of photos of me and the cast around the world or at an award show or on carpets, and you're like, whoa, I did do that. Wow, that was 9 years ago. That was 6 years ago. It's kind of hard to really understand, so I'm still experiencing those moments. I think it's a blessing. I think it's really cool. I've always wanted to have footage of myself for whenever I'm like 50 years old and I can look back, look how young I was, and I can show my kids. So I think it's a blessing.
Can't really process it because when you're making the show, you gotta block all that out and just try to make something that we love and we care about. So I don't know, but we love our fans, and I love that people are talking about it. It means it allowed us to keep telling this story for 10 years, and here we are 10 years later, and they still care. So it's incredible.
I think we put some pressure on ourselves by continuing to scale the show up. It was something, Game of Thrones was happening at the same time, and we were really into what they did, where it started, all the battles were off screen, and then there's one battle in the next season, and then more and more, and they're building. And we wanted to scale it up like a movie would, but that just sort of demanded that the show continue to be increasingly successful. So I think that's a risk we took that I think ended up working out.
Oh, that was my question when I started. Like, how do I push myself in here and insert oneself into something that is such a complete world and such a large universe that they've created? But you just try to make it work. By the time I actually started work, it was a good year of knowing, and not necessarily getting ready, but just getting the size of things. And still, it was a little weird the first few days, but then, everyone made me very welcome. And
It must have felt like you were on a feature film blockbuster set.
even bigger because it was a year of shooting, and I don't think I've been on a film longer than 6 months at a time. Most of the big films used to be 6 months. They're probably faster now. They probably shoot them faster because time is money. But here we were, and it just went on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And, there's a joy in that too, where you don't really know when you're going to be done or when they're shooting your stuff. I mean, as much as there was a schedule, it's just so vast.
There is something that my character gets to do that he's never done before, but I really can't say it.
How hard has it been over these years to keep secrets? Have you gotten better at it?
I don't know. I don't really talk about the show that much in my day-to-day life. Like, I don't even talk to my family about it. So, pretty good, I guess. Yeah. People don't ask me that much about it, I guess, apart from fans.